Hello, this is HighZealot. Hello, and welcome to E-2 of the summer event. And first of all, as always, we're going to be looking over the equipment, which, as we all know, is going to change as more RTs go on. So yeah, the basic stuff. Green shell for the boss. And right now, currently, all faders and a bit of those other ones give like one line of sight. I eventually switched those up for other things. Chichos gets a fighter bomber later on, but that's not going to be for a while because it does prove useful having her be able to attack. But this is pretty much the first sortie I sent on. Is I guess you can describe it as a just scouting it out, see how it goes, not committing anything, and unexpected things end up happening after it pretty much downloads the stuff. I assume that's what happens in between like long periods between stuff like loading the formations and well, I guess the map image. So I have actually no idea what formation to pick at this point. This is post commentary as always. So I was thinking and I eventually just go line ahead. And eventually I tried double line later on, but then line ahead seems to actually work out best for me. And the formation here is gonna have a light carrier and a battleship. Those are the biggest threats, and somehow nothing goes wrong. Pretty much fighters to take it out, because the reason why I have focused on the fighters is based on the wiki. For the final phase of 100 plus HQ level would require 150 something just to have like equal air power. Like to get air superiority, you like need 200 and something. Right now I only have like 160 something. And eventually I do switch out things some more to reinforce my air power. Specifically it's Susuya who gets something different, and the Night Scout goes on Chokai later, but not yet. So things are actually going pretty alright for a first attempt with no support fleet, which actually surprised me, because I mean a battleship and a light carrier, they both have their potential to well, potentially put someone to red if you get unlucky enough. If you get really unlucky, then it's either, I mean, it's a small chance for them to one-shot someone, but there's with the battleship they can attack 4 times, so it's possible for them to attack the same target 4 times, and even if they like hit twice and crit twice, it's probably red. So we're going east, and also the first try I actually had misread the wiki, and I actually thought one of these nodes would be a night battle, because I somehow misread the 2 destroyer route going north for some reason when it's actually south, as you can see here. So this node, it's less of a threat than the other nodes in my opinion, though that heavy cruiser has actually crit people to red in one shot before. Well, and not before in terms of post combat. From this sortie, it would be in the future, I guess. And Inazuma and Kakashi is really they're just there to fix the compass and carry radars, because that's pretty much all they can do. And those destroyers apparently have a lot of anti-sub equipment. At this point in time, light carriers going to orange doesn't really matter, because at this point none of them is equipped with any bombers, and Chitos is the only one who's going to be equipped with a bomber in the future anyways. Though actually Chitos is the one who actually most commonly gets put to orange, while Chiyoda seems to get away most of the time. Yeah, but Chitos is the higher level one, because she was used in the attempt to fight for rank a while back. We go there, and I believe this is the node I thought was a night battle, because I had misread the wiki, and then I think I picked a horrible formation. Nope, I didn't actually. yeah, I guess I didn't mistake this for being there. I just didn't know what to pick, and so I put double line for more safety. And I believe that's not what's going on right now. Yeah, that's from this, and yeah, another expedition is coming back. So by going this a bit early, I'm probably not losing any resources, because I mean, if I recall correctly, I don't actually remember which expedition it is, but I mean, it's only a few minutes lost anyways. There's not really any resources lost. That a few minutes it adds up if it keeps repeating though, but it only happens once. You're not losing anything really. This node is also potentially dangerous. I mean, there's only 5 ships here, but still, battleship and a light carrier can still prove deadly on their own. This node is also unique in that it could also be a sub node, and you wouldn't know until after you pick your formation. Though the sub node is echelon, so their accuracy is low. So I personally find the sub node is better, but it's more of a flip of a coin, because the subs can also potentially hit someone to red in one shot, or they could either. I think they have a high chance of just doing nothing in the first place, because each sub gets pretty much 2 chances, while the battleship and the light carrier, they also get 2 chances, but they're probably more accurate. And I made it a boss. I personally did not expect to make it to the boss, because I was thinking, reading that I was planning to use support expeditions, and the first one I was just gonna scout it out, and I was like, let's listen to there. She might seem cute now, but she's a deadly beast who wants to destroy everyone, destroy everything I hold dear. Even though, I don't know, it feels like I'm usually the aggressor in these cases. I mean, the first sortie you send out as an admiral is 1-1, and you're pretty much initiating the assault. Yeah, I also don't go to Night Vale either. No, I probably should have. Though in the end, it didn't really make much of a difference. I was thinking though, with two of my heavy cruisers in red, we wouldn't be able to do much. This first time at here, first time I made it here was on the first attempt, and well, things did not go as well as it could have been. So seeing this is pretty much confirmed that I'm probably gonna use support expeditions. And also the battleships in the other 2 nodes before the boss also pretty much said that I'm using support expeditions, which you'll see after this is finished. Yeah, I say screw the night battle and fall back and retreat. Who would think something that looks so cute could be such a deadly, horrible monster? And this is my support fleet. Congo with all their heavy guns. Heal. Yeah, I kind of burn a bit fast. Also some of my best destroyers. And also I believe one of the aircraft on, I think Soryu is I especially switched out for a torpedo bomber, because the one that I think on her right now is the one that gives +9 dive, and the way support works is like for carriers is 2 times your dive bombers and 1.5 times your torpedo bombers, and I actually have more of their 13 plus torpedo bombers than 10 plus dive bombers, hence why she's using 9 plus. So 9 times 2 is 18. 13 times 1.5 is like it's higher. That's all I remember. So I switch it out later. Also later give Minasima another radar. I don't have another 22 radar, so I give her an air radar, which helps a bit. I don't know. I feel like maybe at some points I feel like I may have gone overboard with line of sight. I mean, maybe I didn't need this much, but maybe I could have used some more, offensive power. But I really wanted to be safe. So pretty much, like at the end, I end up having like total line of sight didn't felt that high. It was only like 140 something, but effective line of sight was 130, approximately, more than 130. So my expedition didn't do much. I always sparkle my support expeditions. It seems to make them appear more constantly. So this is my first attempt with support expeditions. This has been shown. As you can see, this video is a fairly long video, even though I tried to count out more footage than the previous, and it's still long as hell. There's also some more gems that I wanted to show as well. I can only just videos get longer because I mean, some of them, because I like to show the entire boss fights if I get to the boss, and some I think later ones. I mean, I know E6 needs 10 kills, though I'm fairly sure most of them is gonna be chip damage. Will end up being chip damage, and then there's gonna be lots of attempts to get the final kill, which is gonna fail because 100 plus H tier level, I get two of the big bads, while lower levels do not, which is more evidence that level scaling sucks. I mean, think about it. I mean, what levels? I mean, you gain levels usually by sorties, like I'm doing like before 5.4 was released, and the before 1.5 and 2.5 and 5.5. Before those days, I mean, the way, at least what I know is the way of trying to get a 500 plus rank was pretty much just repeating 5.2 over and over again, and that pretty much raised my H2 level to 100. I mean, and also raised the pretty much Kaga and Akagi. That's the reason why Enchitos are level 90s. But the problem with that is that it only increases the level of your ships. It doesn't say you're gonna have good equipment. I clearly don't have any hollow radars at all. I don't have that much Reipu, or I mean most of my aircraft end up being their hollow torpedo bombers. And yeah, I mean we know that high levels. I mean the difference between a level, I guess, level 90 and a level 80, 70, 60, unless there's a Kai 2, it doesn't feel like it makes much of a difference in the long run. I mean, even level 150s or can get one-shotted. Sure, you get higher evasion, but what does that mean? You get higher evasion? Yeah, so your evasion is higher. That doesn't mean you can't get hit either. There's still a rotation, and yeah, Kakashi gets hit in red, so I just counted the rest. Try to count more footage to lower the video length, but it's still long as hell. Yeah, that's level scaling is generally horrible. Generally, I mean that it sure doesn't feel like I get better drops. I've been doing 1.5 many times, and I still have no Hachi, which sucks. And I believe I'm showing this entire sortie because I think it's my first boss kill, so I want to show that. I know at one point, was this the one? No, this is not at all the one I'm thinking of. And support expedition doing its work. Showing up because I used resources to sparkle. Still day 3, so day 3 as in the day I finished E1. When we still have, so day 3 we pretty much have 12 days left, I believe, if I'm doing the math right. No, I'm not doing the math right, I think. 17 days left. Yeah, 17 days. Yeah, that's the math. No, it's pretty much 16 days left, because it's. I mean, I believe the maintenance will probably start in my time. It will start the 19th at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock PM. No, my math could be wrong. I haven't actually thought about exactly how many days I would have. So things are going well so far. Everybody's in green. Not that it really matters. I mean, even if they get put in the orange on the first node, they can easily. I can still make it's still potential to make it to the boss node, even though it's just more unlikely, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. You can just have to get lucky and hope they don't target you. And sometimes they end up. So it always feels like the Abyss Fleet, or you know, they're smarter than your girls, because they seem to know how to focus fire one down, so that one, so like all of them target one who's the weakest and put her into the red instead of attacking randomly. It doesn't, and they like taking advantage of the fact that you're pretty much gonna retreat if anyone's in red, because I mean you have the sinking protection and they don't, I guess. So they have to know. I mean, if whoever's in charge of the Abyss was like, if they were on the offense, they have no reason to retreat because they don't have sinking protection in the first place. They have full health and they can still sink. While if we're in orange, they can't sink us, even if we go into night battle. It's almost as if we sort of. There's many theories I can think of about why that could be. The silliest theory I have is some sort of strange treaty between the humans and the Abyss, which is it would be silly because the treaty would not have any, you know, I mean, what advantages it give to the Abyss at all. So we make it this node, I believe it's nope, not a sub-node. Not yet. So I may have just forgotten that maybe a sub-node was... No, I don't think... Did we have a sub-node before? I don't believe so. Support plate does not do anything this time, which always annoys me. Because I mean, I'm not sparkling because I want to. I'm sparkling them because I have to, because I mean, it sure feels like it increases their chances to appear. And I could swear before, I swear before you could actually send support fleets without full fuel. I mean, I could swear it in the spring event. I could swear I sent support fleets without. I know I did something without reloading fuel until they're out, but it's either I'm thinking of something else or it was fixed. Which is unfortunate because it ends up using more fuel, uses a lot of fuel because I believe it normally is, you know, it uses up half your fuel, so then you just keep going to your other fuel. And if that was still in, you could save quite a lot of fuel. Because if you, I mean, half of a full bar is less than half of a half bar. Half of a half bar means you just end up using a quarter total all. And we make it with full health. Ah, green. And we're ready to go forward. In expeditions, I mean, support expeditions, those you send on them, I mean, you can't send anyone who's already gone to AL or midway, but you can, if they've been on a support expedition, you can send them to midway or AL later. And obviously, some of my ships here are probably going to midway, I think, and some are also going to E6. Nagato and Yamato are two examples of those who are going to be at E6. Congo and here are going to be in midway. So right now we have like barely enough for air superiority, but on the final one, yeah, I was like worrying if I was even going to have like equal. And yeah, support extension, Nagato proven herself to be, you know, worth her have earned the title, or what, you know, what am I trying to say? She's like, I mean, the flagship of the combined fleet is, well, she is what she advertises her to be, flagship of the combined fleet. I'm trying to think, I just couldn't word what I was trying to say properly. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like the idea, you know, someone has a title and then they prove that, and then you see them in action, then you understand why they have that title. But I'm not sure how to word the usual way to word that. But yeah, it's kind of sad that Nagato like never gets the spotlight. I mean, even in history, she didn't get spotlight at all. It's always Yamato who gets the spotlight. Yeah, things end up well. Suzuya takes the kill in orange. Shokai was there if it was she was necessary. And S rank. And the drop here, I believe it was something. Yeah, finally, your sister. Haven't gotten her. So that's actually yeah. I checked. I have a actually record of all the ships I've ever had dropped, and yeah, that's the first time. So she got hard locked, and then yeah, red here, first node by the battleship. Then later on, and there's pre-boss node. We see this. Deport fleet does not appear, which actually got us mad. It's day 4 now. So yeah, the boss kill was the last sortie of the day. Then I went to sleep. And then, not you. Now something happens. I think it's either light carrier or battleship. Yeah, light carrier. Not part of your calculations. And like screensaver is activating again. There's stuff is going on right now, and I cannot see. It won't, and it's even locked. I should really be moving my mouse. This time, however, we do make it to the boss. Sortie 8. Back in some of these. I wonder if that's gonna happen every time I do this. I mean, there's still 4 more event maps. I get the feel I'm gonna go to the screensaver every single time. Make it to the boss again. She looks cute, but she's not. She's an evil monster who deserves to be sunk. She's an enemy, you know. She's an enemy. We have to kill her. We have to take down our enemies, regardless of who they are. So, I mean, it's not like what you see in fiction, where you convince them that their ideals are wrong and they join the Federation and stuff, or they go my ideals and then drop a colony instead. My ideals. Yeah, Support did their work. Yeah, you can hit the Kakashi because he's already red, but she appeared in green, so night battle's always safe pretty much. And we pretty much, the biggest thing is pretty much trying to sink the rest of their, yeah, and so night with her left is pretty much she gets focused on during the night. I'm not sure if Shitos has her dive bomber, Vader bombing yet, but you can only hit, carriers can only hit her with torpedo bombers, and not dive bombers, which actually feels kind of strange. Not sure what the significance of that is. I mean, and then calculated. Yeah, but it feels strange that you would think that, I mean, torpedo bombers, they drop a torpedo, doesn't seem to, you know, something that you can drop on a target that gets hit by torpedoes. While dive bombers you would think, you know, you could use dive bombers to, you know, bomb targets on land. And even though she's got body hammer, so, you know, scrap. And then second time in a row, boss again. You know, that's luck. And I guess one of the reasons why this video is still long, even though I tried to cut out more of it, because there was more significant events that I wanted to. There was like, I think I showed more full sorties than the other one. So things are going well. I'll be honest, I did not expect that I would be able to, you know, pretty much sink her this often. And now I'll be honest, I was thinking, I've heard people say, you know, that the boss says, you know, put both their heavy cruisers into red at some times, but really I've always been able to sink her every time except for, like, there are 2 times where I did not sink her. One that you already seen and the one later, which actually caught me by surprise because I wasn't expecting it. She's alright. She can repair. Wait, also, I forgot to mention this earlier, but the first sortie of day 4 I also had Sparkle the main fleet. You know, just in case it actually helped, but didn't work out, and I mean, granted, I only tried it once, but it clearly we can do fine without Sparkling, and You know, I think generally I'm just gonna say maybe E6. I'll try sparkling the main fleet as a placeable, superstition just for prayer. Yeah, I was hoping over there because we had hoping the destroyers can sink their heavy cruiser, because it's the biggest threat. Because if the heavy cruiser is there, it's more likely that they won't target her. Thankfully, looks fine. Yeah, sparkling support extensions are fine because it actually seems to help. Wow, sparkling the main fleet. I don't know. I've never really noticed that it actually performed better. Just me though. May just be me, or probably not just me. And then the third sortie. I'm showing this off because you see this. Just wait till you see it. First node. Going east as always. This still takes a while to spin, even though we all know where we're gonna go. So line ahead. Line ahead seems to work well. I've heard other people say double line. I heard some people they say double line, line ahead, double line ahead, like in that order for each node. But line ahead seems to work best overall for me. I mean, double line. The few times I use double line, it seems like they one shot from full health to red, while the line ahead is from full to orange. At best. Sometimes red though. I suppose fleet ends up taking out 3 of their squishier ones. Chokai kills the battleship, calculated I guess. Yeah, and then that's taken out by Suzuki, while not orange, but yeah, shot down all the. I forgot to point out that shot down all the aircraft as well, so the carrier couldn't even attack us. Which if you take on all the aircraft, it makes sense that they can't attack, but you can shoot down like 99 out of 100 aircraft, and then they still have all their offensive capability, which doesn't seem to make much sense. I mean, you would think if they only had 1 bomber left, you would think they can't one-shot a ship. You would understand if they have like 50% or 100% or 75% of their bombers left, but if they only had like 1, not 1%, but just 1, like even or 10, like not a lot left. They should not. You would think that they wouldn't be able to do much, but it does not affect how much bombers they have. Unless they have 0, it does not affect their offensive capabilities at all. But I guess that would be problematic for players though. Usually, you want to go for air superiority though. I guess it would make it too easy, I guess, because since you're always going for air superiority, you always take out loss of aircraft. And so yeah, first node was perfect X, perfect S. Second node, so far so good. Heavy cruiser have actually one-shot P4, but nothing, not that time. And then the torpedo phase, never really does anything to me, even misses the time, and then another perfect node. This is the third sortie after. Well, this is the sortie after 2 successful sinking of the boss, and it starts out with 2 perfect S's. Then we go on to the next node. And here I was thinking that after 2 sinks I was gonna get horribly unlucky, because my superstition is like the more you get lucky, you have to replenish. Like good luck is a limited resource. The more you use it up, you can run out. The way you replenish good luck is by having bad luck. That's my superstition. It usually applies better to dice than RNG, but this time we get submarines, not the other fleet. So no perfect S here, because fairly sure it's impossible for us to sink all 4, let alone 1 and support expeditions. They still appear even though they won't be able to hit anything. But hey, they're doing the job. They're firing, stuff, scratch damage, which is good. This can still do damage. Well, after we finished, yeah. Now Suzuki has a scout seaplane bomber, which I use because primarily because it actually gives some anti-airs it's pretty much the best I have available for anti-air, and also gives also some line of sight, and this one no damage at all. So yeah, it's pretty much the perfect sortie so far. Would have been nice if just the last one though. Yeah, equipped it because not only it gives more line of sight than a normal scout, it gives anti-air, which I had to I have to make up because I wanted Shatos to actually have some sort of more. I wanted another attacker. Is being able to take out like a she won't be able to attack the boss because I have a fighter bomber, but she can sure attack the destroyers, which means one less target in the night. Then we need the boss, perfectly fine. Hello there. Send our fighters. Shoot right in the air. So many no fleeters have been lost, but so many ferries, so many aircraft shot down, and nobody ever gives a crap about them. They're like the unsung heroes. Unsung heroes of the game. Of pilots are the unsung heroes. And yeah, supply exposition could have done better, but could have also done worse, I guess. And yeah, first shot. She one-shots Shadow to red, but she doesn't have any bombers at all, so it doesn't really matter. And just attacking the boss is that was fine. The Shadow is able to take out one of the destroyers. And yeah, trying to hit the boss. And also sinks the destroyer with no guns. Things are going well. Double attack as well. Then we go into night battle. Yeah, torpedoes can attack. And as you can see now, currently, our destroyers are both at full health. The only one even remotely damaged doesn't even have any offensive capability at all, and she also misses that shot. So yeah, this is pretty much the best sortie I could have asked for. Too bad it happened on the 10th one and not the last one. Though it would have, if I managed to sink the boss every time, then it wouldn't have even reached this point. Yeah, I had a free lucky sorties. Super lucky. If only I could have used that luck earlier to get more ships, which would have been, if I got Bismarck, would have been really pretty useful. So we're back here in a pretty boss node, and we get attacked by the light carrier. Red. But after on a trophy sortie, we make it the boss again. So yeah, for 100 plus admirals, this is what I recommend. 2 destroyers, 2 heavy cruisers, aviation doesn't matter, 2 light carriers. You want 2 of the yellow planes on your light carriers for maximum line of sight. You want your destroyers to just be radar carriers. You want your light carriers to be loaded up with fighters. Maybe your best light carrier gets fighter bombers, just shows you guys offensive capability. And you manage to have like, I don't know if you ever managed that, but if you can somehow give both light carriers a fighter bomber, then good on you. If you maybe you find out like exactly how much line of sight you need. If you have aviation carrier if you have 2 aviation heavy cruisers that you do not need for midway, that's even better because you can equip some pretty much seaplane bombers which give anti-air, which also help. Because you really, or maybe you can even go with less anti-air. Maybe to achieve just equal air power in the final sync. Maybe you don't actually need like exactly equal. Maybe you can have a bit less. Fairly sure I had a bit less, and it worked out fine. And remember, you want your heavy cruisers also be equipped with pretty much the anti-air type 3, I believe it's called, for extra damage to the night. And if you have Tone and Chikuma's Kai-2 gun, then also equip your heavy cruiser with them as well. You can see Suzuya has Tone's Kai-2 gun. Chikuma is unfortunately only level 60 something right now, so she never actually made it to Kai-2. Though she's still gonna be used for midway, because even then she still provides a significant amount of line of sight. Get a drop. And yeah, I don't have her, so she gets hard locked. Even though she's never gonna use probably. I might try to get her to like her first level. I think it's probably level 20 remodel, but that's probably about it. Yes. Support Expedition, you try to do your thing, even though we know it's not gonna do anything. You know, destroys, and everyone else is trying to do things, but it's not gonna work out well. You tried though. And then this is gonna happen. 51 damage to Shokai, and she's fairly sure she has the most armor of the group. And then this one, yeah, I couldn't actually use this because I had stuff in the background that I was watching the stream, but I usually remember to mute it because it's kind of hard to forget to mute it because you can quite clearly hear it when you're doing the SRT. But yeah, you see Inazuma got hit to red, which is unfortunate. The streaming question is some Draskull, some Dota stream. I think at one point he even, I swear I heard it. I didn't notice it though until actually watching it in here. Oh yeah, and here I was actually surprised. I was thinking, wait a second, did I miscount how many times I sync her? Because I was thinking I didn't sync her the first time. I was thinking, so I didn't count that at all. So I was thinking, I was thinking that I had 2 more to go at this point, and I was thinking, this is strange. And yeah, I guess I miscounted or something, or yeah. I mean, even by looking at H4, I was like, it's a bit more than I was thinking. That's like slightly more than 1 sync left. But turns out that it was the final one. It would have been nice if the Sport Expedition did more work though. I mean, if it was possible for me to have done this, it was probably possible if if Nagato's fleet could have actually sunk a bit more. That's our focus on Shokai, because she's really the biggest threat to the boss. But she has pretty red. See, I told you, they have some. It's like they know. It's like they know who they have to focus fire. I mean, if it was all RNG, you would think, you know, that if sometimes they would hit the destroyers, who are generally not a threat to the boss at all. I was thinking, I went to night because, you know, maybe it's possible. Yeah, avoids a hit, which is good. That doesn't really matter. And Sudia does attack the boss. It does not end up doing enough damage. And here, at this point, I was just telling myself, pretty much lying to myself that it wasn't the last one, even though I'm fairly sure it was. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. It's just surprising because I actually did not. That was actually a surprise. And here you can see I sent out my support expeditions because you can see that we're going for our last one. We just need 1 more sync. Support expeditions. You can see by sparkling they're pretty much damaged. Most of them. Yudachi in particular is actually very close to being orange, and you can see right now I have 120 shifts, so I was like, forgot to do it. So quickly, I don't know if it's scrapping. I feel like takes too much time, so I just modernized and put in for someone. Quickly get rid of 5. Seamlessly integrated though. Here we go, the final, potentially the final sortie. Seriously, still a bit long though. We still have a long time to go. Once I'm done the event though, I'm probably gonna compile all the. I'm not sure. I might compile like either. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the full sorties, maybe just like the final boss fights. So I think it's just compilation of all the final fates of each event map. This is assuming I managed to beat E6. It still feels like it's gonna be tough to do. And the support fleet takes a 4, including the battleship, which is great. Destroys out, so Chokai gets the free hit on that and misses unfortunately. So first, like carrier gets attacked, but it misses. So we're pretty much relying on Chito's to put it into orange because they have developed by the same rules, and then she misses unfortunately. One of the Wolf class actually can attack at night, but she can't. In daytime, she cannot attack in orange like every other carrier, but if she's in orange at night, she still attacks, which is strange. I don't think it's intended. It doesn't feel like it's intended, but it turns out right. Turns out going alright, even though Light Carrier we never actually got disabled till by the end, which by that point doesn't even matter because the Light Carrier doesn't even have a final torpedo phase. Congratulations, first rank. Get another drop. Continuing onwards. Going east, as expected. This node's, usually doesn't end badly, so you can pretty much expect what goes on here. If support comes as well, it's even more one-sided battle, depending on how much they sink at it. That is. I feel like my support expeditions did more work than the spring supports. I feel like I had better I have better support fleets in general than last time. So I mean, and also I believe these targets are probably easier to hit than the final map of last event, which was kind of hellish. There nothing yet has ever traumatized me like Falls, E4, Night Battle, RNG, followed by Compass. When you actually do make it to survive the pre-boss node, and then your Compass doesn't even send you the boss. Horrible. Which is why I don't have Hachi, because of RNG like that. We didn't have no. I mean, I'm repeating myself. I'm fairly sure I talked about this in the last video, but we didn't have no lamps, night stuff, equipment back then. Nothing to afford cut-ins. Especially nothing to afford them being on the same ship 3 times in a row. I mean, once I mean, you can pretty most ships. Well, usually one cut-in on one target, even a double attack. Usually, I mean, they can be even put in red, but they can also be put in orange. They can survive just fine, but 2 or 3 on the same one. Probably red. Support expedition comes here, but yeah, I'm just going on around about that. RNG, suffering of that, and even then, you survive the pre-boss node, you still have to survive Compass, and then also map region. You run out of resources, that's it, you're done. E6 might be, probably more harder in general because of harder enemies, harder stuff, but you run out of resources. You can just take it slow, take it easy. Boss won't regen his HP. Which is, no regen. Makes life fun. Though if there was regen, it also give me an excuse to bucket up fast and just keep going. Which would also mean that I can pretty much I'm more willing to stream this, because then I won't be taking any breaks because it's regening. With boss regen, we don't want it back. Here we go, we made the boss. Can we do it? Can we do it? I'm gonna shut myself up and let you guys watch because this is important. 9 ahead. Let's do this. Pocket calculated by Chokai. But I bet some of you probably knew how this is gonna end up. Because of the length of the video left. You see these final fights later on though. I'll make another video with no commentary so you can actually, listen to the enemy. So, you only hear it once. Actually, you can find other videos probably by now, or you can hear it. But you only hear it once with my fleet though. So that's the end of E-2. What can I say about it? It was hellish. At the same time, it's doable. Support fleets all the way though. Use up a lot of resources though. Now we get Oyodo something, which I would have to level later, but not during this event. Because her remodel gives you a thing that you can use on a ship that's in red, so they can fall back. Not sure how it works yet though. You recognize her? She's the crust girl, and also the one who also tells you that you can use in Midway or Ale, and then she also tells you that you're being attacked at E6. I'll get one medal. Remember spring when we got lots of medals? Yeah, now we're not getting lots. So that's the end of Operation AL complete. Now Midway begins. Well, not yet. I'm taking a break. Currently today I'm just doing expeditions and pretty much sending my subs to do work. I mean, my subs usually don't. I usually don't 2-3, but I feel like I should. I still have lots of resources, as you can see, and I am glad. I am glad that I am glad I farmed up this stockpile this much, because now it feels like it might not be enough. Because I saw E6. So yeah, 8k fuel, 12k ammo, steel and box tick kind of went up. 41 buckets used. Mind you, these resources calculation is based off on before I refuel and repair. So yeah, so if you actually count those, I'm fairly sure steel went down. I'm not sure if box tick went down. Maybe, probably not. But yeah, this has been E2. It's pretty hellish. If you just keep at it and you send sparkle support expedition, you should get it down eventually. You have to make sure heavy cruisers are properly equipped. Your light carriers are properly equipped as well. You don't want the enemy to have air superiority in the final kill. And after that, you pray or use whatever RNG superstition. I'll see you guys next time, and good night.